Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV, starring the one and only wonderful Dr. Jacalyn. It's a prestigious place where world-class influencers and experts meet, and where you'll find the most trusted advisors and coaches for all things in life and business. Visit usaglobaltv.com to sign up for our newsletter, get the value you need, and be first in line to learn about events and giveaways and other valuable content. Connect with us. Email Dr. Jacalyn at usaglobaltv.com to talk about how you can become part of USA Global TV. That's USA Global TV, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to USA Global TV and Radio. I'm so happy to have you here, whether you're watching or listening live or on the replay. My name is Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and I am the listening mentor. I teach people how to listen at an elevated level. And joining me on this show each and every week is a good friend and someone I have a lot of respect for. She has been helping people for decades. She literally helps people bust their stress. She's the Harley Street stress expert. Her name is Caroline Heward, and she's joining us from London. Welcome.
Hello.
Nice to see you.
Always good to be here on a Friday evening.
Yes, it's a Friday afternoon here in the United States, and we are expecting a big holiday weekend here with 4th of July coming up. So we thank all of those who serve our country, as well as all who have in the past, keeping us safe. And Caroline, I'm so grateful to you for taking your Friday nights and spending them here with me, because you certainly could be doing a zillion other things. So thank you for that.
You're very welcome. It's always a pleasure to be here.
I really enjoy doing this show with you because it's fun. We have great chemistry and synergy, and we're also bringing education. And today, our objective is to review a role play about human behavior and have a chat about it. But before we do that, we're always having new people join us, and they're wondering, what does the Harley Street stress expert do, and how can I get in touch with her? So do tell us, please.
Well, I'm the Harley Street stress expert, and I have been in Harley Street since 2005. Why there? Because it's the famous street in Europe for the best doctors and complementary therapists in the world. And I felt that if I was going to be taken seriously, that I should be there. So I have a license to practice in Harley Street. I've been doing this work for over 2 decades. And essentially, I solved my own anxiety and depression and stress. And I help others to do the same, whether it be physical, emotional, mental, behavioral, relationship-wise, bereavement-wise, anger management. So whatever it is, it's whatever you're complaining about. And how do I do that? I identify root cause. So I'm looking at not just the symptom that you present to me, but I'm identifying the root cause of that symptom and obliterating your earliest root cause, and that will literally obliterate your stress symptom. And who do I work with? Everybody that has stress. So whether you're professional, whether you're working in a business, whether you're in a private residence, it's whoever is handling or trying to handle their stress right now. So you can reach me to book in a free 30-minute stress buster consultation on Zoom on NoMoreStress at live.co.uk, and then we can schedule a time that works for you and for me.
Thank you, Caroline. I appreciate it. So when we think about stress and we think about anxiety, many times it's because there's a misunderstanding between people. There's an overreaction from people, or there's a lack of empathy or compassion from people. What are your thoughts about this?
Absolutely spot on with everything that you've said. Sometimes we can be preoccupied doing one thing, and so we can't listen if we're preoccupied doing something else. And in our busy world that we're in right now, with all the social media and all the media that and communication that is thrown at us, it's very difficult to be not distracted. And so it is a concerted effort for people to be consciously aware and be present in every conversation that they're having. And it's really easy to be distracted. And so it's not that it's not easy, it's easy. And so it takes work to be totally present with the other person. Otherwise, misunderstandings always happen.
Yes, thank you for sharing that. I agree. And I shared earlier today on another show that by the time the end of the week comes for me, my Friday night, which will be here in a few hours, I'm literally mentally exhausted. And I'm physically exhausted. I'm physically exhausted from interviewing people and standing, but I'm mentally exhausted because I'm listening with intense focus. And to do that and be fully present takes an effort, and it's actually a learned skill. What do you think?
Absolutely. I'm in total agreement with you. Because after I've seen a client, I'm consistently, even if it's on a call, in a telephone call or over Zoom, I'm looking at everything and I'm listening to everything. So I'm not just listening verbally in terms of what they're saying, I'm actually watching what they're doing, their gestures, their physiology, their facial expression. And that is a learnt skill for me. And I can imagine if you're doing all the production side of things, as well as, the scheduling and making all the tech work, as well as listening to the person, that must be absolutely exhausting because you're split between the production side of it and the interviewing side. So you're really, really maxing out everything in terms of your capacity to listen and to observe.
Thank you for recognizing that. I appreciate it. It's interesting from the production side of it that where we are is on an island, and this is a big holiday weekend coming. So people are coming down here to this island in droves, and you can hear cars go by and dogs barking and birds, and I'm constantly mute, mute, mute. This is very stressful because I don't want the production quality to be degraded. So, but that being said, it is an effort to listen, but there is such value in it. There's such value in giving someone that respect and that space to let them know that you are fully present, not judging what they're saying, not providing solutions, not interrupting them, and not trying to steal the stage from them with your own story. So at this point, I'd love to share a role played video that was put together by me. I directed it and produced it, and there are two actors in this. So in full disclosure, these are actors. This is not a real situation. I'm going to put up their names so that you can get in touch with them if you would like. It's Alex Kaplan and Claudia Machado. So you can reach out to them on Facebook and you can just let them know that you appreciate their acting. But again, not real situations. They actually never met each other before they did this role play. So, Caroline, are you ready for it?
I am.
Okay, let's take a look and then let's discuss in depth what we see going on. So these are two people, and because this was done during the pandemic, they're not in the same place. They're actually in two different countries. But just imagine that they are somewhere close to each other. Okay, take a look.
I just feel like everything is over the place. I cannot bear anymore with nursing, honestly. I never should be, choosing nursing as my career. Honestly, I just don't know. What you think about this? What you think? I just need to make a decision. I honestly, I'm just feel so frustrated. So frustrated.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm worried about my own stuff. I don't know that you're. I don't know what. I don't know. I don't know.
What you don't know? You are my friend, right?
I'm sorry. I'm worried about my own things. I have no idea. Just make a decision. Just make a decision.
Wow. How that was, I don't know. I'm not going to say what I think, how I feel in my body. I've seen it before and I directed it. So what are your thoughts, Caroline?
Well, she's in a real emotional state, and he's completely disinterested. He's lost. And so he's literally saying, I don't know, because he's lost with it, and disinterested because he's got something else. He's saying, I've got other things that I'm dealing with. And so she's kind of pouring her heart, and it's being met not at the same place. He's in his head, she's in her heart. And so he's clearly, there's no compassion there for her.
Excellent. Thank you. We're going to chat about it and then we're going to watch it again. So everybody who's watching or listening right now, just keep these thoughts in mind. So we see the interaction between the two of them. Did she ask for permission for his time? Did she say, hey, Alex, is this a good time for us to have a chat? Do we see that?
No, she didn't.
She did not. She did not.
No.
So how likely is this scenario in real life?
Oh, very likely. It must happen all the time, especially if somebody comes home from work. If they both come home from work at the same time and they just want to download, very likely.
Exactly. It's very likely. Why? Because in this case, Claudia had something that she really wanted to share. She's very upset. She realizes that she doesn't necessarily want to be a nurse anymore, which is big. A career change is huge. So this is really important to her. Does that mean it's important to anybody else?
No, it's not.
No. But yet in life, whatever it is we have going on, it's the most important thing. You will listen to me. You will listen to me. And it doesn't work because we are not respecting the other person and what they're going through. Each and every one of us has something going on in our life. So Alex, if we look at his behavior, you nailed it. You hit it on the head. And he keeps looking around. He seems very agitated, in a highly emotional state. Is it possible to have a productive conversation with someone in that state, Caroline?
Well, no, they're not even there's not even any eye contact either. I know they're in different places, but they're not actually sort of looking, to the other. And so they're not taking the physiology, the eye contact, the facial gesture cues.
That's exactly right. So far we've commented on the fact that Claudia did not ask for permission to have Alex's time. And the second thing is there's no eye contact. And you have two people in highly emotional states. And that is never going to be a conversation that is going to feel good for either party, because we come from what we know. Inside, I feel agitated and upset. And now you're reaching out with your agitation and upsetment. And now I feel doubly upset because I'm taking on your low vibrational energy as well. So in that case, two people who are going to be like this, and neither person is going to feel very good after that exchange.
Well, neither person is actually being listened to.
Tell us more.
What I mean by that is that Claudia's not feeling listened, is not being listened to. And if I remember rightly, Alex isn't being listened to either. And so this will cause a conflict internally for both, because they will feel not listened to. So that will create a further external conflict within the situation and within themselves.
Yes, thank you. And why are we looking at these role plays? Because I just wanted to get a couple people together as actors and have them do a scene? No, because we want to learn from watching other people's behavior. We can't necessarily see our own behavior. Caroline, I've shared this before. I interview people, I speak with people all the time, and I'll say, how would you rate your listening skills on a scale of 1 to 10? Invariably, everyone is a 6 or higher. Everyone. So everyone is a pretty darn good listener. Maybe some room for growth there. And the truth is, everyone's not a great listener, but we're so used to our own behavior and the dynamics in the relationships that we're in. And after a while, it just gets to be common practice that two people interact in this way. And when a third party witnesses it, especially someone who has been educated on how to listen, you can see it right away and you say to yourself, oh, this isn't working out. But we don't see it in our own lives.
That's absolutely true. And also, the other thing that is important to say is that we have our own internal dialogue going on. And so when we're in our own internal dialogue, there's a conversation internally. And so when you're in that conversation internally, there's no way you can listen to the other person. And we'll all have that internal dialogue going on. And if you live on your own, like I do, I tend to talk to myself. And sometimes I answer myself back, well, that wasn't a very good thing to do. Oh dear, what did I do that for? And we do these things. And so these are all interactions of listening not only to others, but to ourselves. And if we're talking and thinking, there's no way we can listen to the other person.
Yes, exactly. You hit it spot on. Let's take another look at the role play. And you and I, and anyone in the audience who wants to engage with us, we will look at how this could be even stronger, a much better interaction between the two of them. We've already identified a few things. Let's see if we can pick up anything else. All right, here we go. And again, thank you to Claudia and to Alex. This is a role play. This is not a real situation that we're filming. This is real in real life, though. Okay.
I just feel like everything is over the place. I cannot bear anymore with nursing, honestly. I never should be, choosing nursing as my career. Honestly, I just don't know. What you think about this? What you think? I just need to make a decision. I honestly, I'm just feel so frustrated.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm worried about my own stuff. I don't know that you're. I don't know what. I don't know. I don't know.
What you don't know? You are my friend, right?
I'm sorry. I'm worried about my own things. I have no idea. Just make a decision. Just make a decision.
So what I want to say about that is she was starting to get angry at him. What do you mean you don't know? And that's what we do. We start raising our voice, jumping up and down like little kids. What do you mean you don't know? It's not attractive. Just doing that, I feel doesn't feel good in my own body.
Well, that's the place of the anxiety. When we feel misunderstood or not understood, or that we don't have somebody to bounce off, where literally you're feeling, that's an isolation feeling. What do you mean you don't know? Is a feeling of, well, don't you get what I'm experiencing, what I'm feeling? And that therein lies the feeling of inadequacy on both sides. So when Claudia says, what do you mean you don't know? It not only makes her inadequate, it makes Alex feel inadequate as well.
And both people have bad feelings already coming to the situation, and now leaving probably feel even worse. Because when we do give someone that kind of response that Alex was giving, I would think, at least for me, when I've done it in the past, I feel horrible. I just feel so badly that I wasn't there for someone. So that's why we set ground rules when it comes to listening. And this way, people don't have to feel badly about interactions once they understand the purpose of it. So we talked already about the fact that Claudia did not ask for permission. Now, I've also heard people say feedback to me about permission. Why use the word permission? Because it's respectful. You're asking, is this a good time? What would be a good time? And Caroline, you hit something on the nail many weeks ago when you said, give give options of when you are available, because that I'm not available, okay, there's no information there for me. What's the next step? When will you be available? So asking for permission to have someone give you their full attention is the first step. Now, Caroline, you and I are just going to do a quick role play here. You're not available, okay? Caroline, I have something I've got to talk to you about right now. And would you be available to speak with me for about 15 minutes?
I'm really sorry. I'm caught up with a project that I need half an hour to finish it. So we can come together if you give me an hour. So in an hour's time, then I'm all yours. So within if you leave me for 60 minutes just to finish what I need to do, then I'm free.
Thank you. Okay, now what am I feeling? I'm feeling excited because she's going to be available for me in an hour. And I'm feeling anxious because I want her attention right now, this minute. It's urgent. I have to speak to you. I broke a nail. It's an emergency. That's how, everything to us is an emergency. So, in order to deal with that anxiety, I have to take a deep breath, calm myself down, and process what is going on. What is it about this that's making me feel uncomfortable? What it is that I don't want to deal with my situation. And I will think I'll feel better if I give it to you. And then you can deal with it. You can take my low vibrations and I'll get it off my chest. How many times does that happen? Somebody calls you out of nowhere, you pick up the phone and they go on and on and on. You were feeling great. Now you're like shrinking, shrinking. What does someone do in that situation, Caroline?
This is what we call downloading. And, we're all human and sometimes we have off days. And sometimes when the person is there and they're open and listening, we feel comfortable to say what's going on, what doesn't feel right. And if you're smart, you will notice that you've kind of gone on a little bit. And certainly when I feel that, I say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, sort of dump all that on you. And so I become aware if I said too much that, there is that opening for people to literally say. And once they've said it, they do feel better. And that's because that cliche, a problem shared is a problem halved. It's exactly that. That the other person might not be in the right frame of mind or mood to hear your challenges because they might have challenges of their own.
And Caroline, why have you on Spotlight? Your work that you do with people who have anxiety and they really need to speak to a professional like you. How do you keep yourself from absorbing those lower vibrations and the energy that they're sharing with you?
Well, I listen compassionately, and then I offer insights and awareness. So I'm actually listening to transform what they are experiencing. So in a call, I always literally, if somebody calls and they're always in a space of pain, or anxiousness or stress about a situation that they're in. And so I literally transform how they're experiencing life and what they're feeling. I had a call yesterday with somebody, a client that I haven't seen for some time. And so he's rebooked after 4 months. And so we did what I call a catch-up consultation before he comes to see me. And he's had lots of things that have been wrong, that have been going on for him, lots of pain in different areas of his body. And he was really worried and very anxious about it. And so with each pain that he was experiencing, I literally did an analysis and gave him root cause of what that would be about. And he said, you're right. He said, I just feel so much better. He says, I can't believe it, because he was focused on the symptom and I took him out of the symptom and looked at his life, and he felt different. And he actually moved to a place from being very stressed and anxious to actually feeling lighter and excited to come and see me.
That's a real success story. Congratulations. And it just goes to show you, when you work with a professional, you're going to get a different result. If you take whatever you're feeling, this person was feeling, and you're bringing it home and you're talking to your family members about it over and over and over again, at some point that's going to create some tension and a rift, because it's bringing the dynamics of the whole family to a lower level. But when you work with someone like Caroline, then you can take it out of the home and get a professional to give insights that others who aren't trained like you are might not have.
It's very rewarding to be able to take somebody from that place, because I don't focus on the symptom, I focus on the root cause. And that's what gives the liberation. The liberation is when you're talking about the problem and going round and round in the dynamics and the nuances and the description of the problem, it only makes you feel worse. And so it's much better, I actually don't want them to give me too much detail. They give me like the facts or the small amount of detail possible. And sometimes it's uncomfortable for people to say, all the nuances of the detail of the stress that they're experiencing, because they feel uncomfortable about the personal details. And so I just say, that's okay. I don't really need to know too much, because the less I know, the less you speak about it, the less you will feel that anxiousness and that stress about the situation. So the more we talk about something, the more embroiled and the more we lower our vibration and feel more of the stress.
Yes, absolutely. I remember earlier in my life, I was in love with I thought I was in love. And so the guy broke up with me and I was just devastated. I mean, the guy was a loser. When I say loser, he treated me horribly, but yet I kept going back for more. And the bottom line is, I remember I had a therapist and I would be in a state of panic. I have to get him on the phone. I have to talk to this therapist because I just can't live like this anymore with that anxiety. And we just keep building it up. And it's ridiculous. The guys with the guy was seeing is with somebody else, forgot all about me. But we do this to ourselves and we feel like we have to get somebody else to hold our hand or prop us up. And so I encourage everyone, before you get yourself into a heightened state, take some deep breaths, calm yourself down. I like to write things down. I write them down. I feel like I'm getting it out of my body somehow, but I don't have that reactive mechanism anymore. I'm sure it's there somewhere, but I've learned how to literally step away and look at things from a different perspective. And I think that also gives me the ability to be able to listen at a better level, because I'm not so ingrained in the drama. I would love drama. Do you have people like this? They're always in the drama. Something's always happening to them.
Yes, drama queens.
Yes. And kings.
And the ideology that you've described about taking space and going into what I would call an observational space or a witnessing space or an introspection space, where you're not in it, you're observing it from that place of witnessing, calms everything down. But when you're in the middle of the eye of the storm, all you'll feel is the storm. And we are human, and as humans, we'd like to be right. We don't like to be wrong. We don't like to feel that we're failing somehow. And so that thing that goes on about us wanting to be right comes out. And it's the ego. The mind wants to be right. And when we go into that place of witnessing, and I call it that we start to observe ourselves, then we stop and we can almost take a reframe on what's actually happening. And certainly I've done that many times, when I'm getting into a state, I think, right then, and I go into witnessing, okay, how do I solve this? And go at it from, rather than an emotional space, from a space of practical, logical. Because when our emotions are high, our practical, logical mind just literally disintegrates. So it's important to have our emotions low so that we have a better experience, not only for ourselves, but for others and for whatever we're doing, because we get more out of anything that we're doing if our emotions are intact.
Very well said. When I feel emotional, I will go for a walk, or I'll jump on my spin bike, or I'll jump on my trampoline, and then I calm myself down and then I look at it. So I don't make any important decisions, any decisions that are going to affect me for the long term when I'm in an emotional state, because I, in the past, have not listened to my intuition, and I would just make the first decision. It was very spontaneous, and I made a lot of decisions that ended up not being good ones.
I tend to, if I'm presented with an email that's upset me, or somebody said something, I do my very best to take a space, to take some silence, to digest what's come up for me, because that's my response, my reaction, before I go back to the other person. Because it's also about what mood are you in when you read that email or when you're in that situation. And so it is about checking in with yourself, because it might be that when you're calmer in a more open and practical, logical mood, that you don't take it to heart, you don't take what you've read so personally. So if there is written communication, like an email or a message that you are reacting to, that's your reaction. And that's where you have to take responsibility for your own reaction and take space to work out why your reaction is your reaction. And it's all too quick these days to just fire off a response, because our social media, platforms, email is so quick to send something off. But take space, take a breath before you respond, especially if you're feeling upset or emotional with the content of the communication.
Thank you, Caroline. I appreciate that as well. We're going to take a look at a video that includes you, and it's your testimonial for the power of listening. So thank you for filming that, and I appreciate it. Let's take a look, and then we'll be right back. Hello, my name is Jacalyn Kerbeck. I'm known professionally as Dr. Jacalyn. I am the founder and president of USA Global TV and Radio, and I also am known as the listening mentor. I teach people to listen at an elevated level. The power of listening is an opportunity for people to watch role plays. When we watch these role plays, many times we can see ourselves in the role play. I teach people how to set boundaries as an elevated listener. And when we're listening at an elevated level, we're listening without judging the other person. My goal, my wish, my mission is for us to respect each other, hold again that safe space for people to share their comments, their feelings, so it doesn't escalate. It's not years of being unheard. I'm asking you to open your heart, open your mind, and open your ears to support a world of inner peace and elevated listening. Thank you for your time today.
Hello, I'm Caroline Heward, known as the Harley Street Stress Expert. I literally help people manage and obliterate their stress, whether it's physical, emotional, mental, behavioral. I love what I do and I do what I love. And the reason for that is I solved my own depression, anxiety, and stress. I used to be a corporate high flyer, a very, very successful corporate marketing and PR girl. You know, one of those PR levies. And it was good and it was successful, but I wasn't happy. And when my father passed away, that was when it changed. And so 22 years ago, I changed what I do, and I'm living what I do. I am one of life's long learners. I've always been a student of life, and I train in everything that I do. I'm not one of those people that think that I've qualified and I've got everything. I'm always constantly learning. So part of my role is to help people manage their stress. So I have to listen actively, really conscientiously, and hear everything they're saying, both verbally and non-verbally, and emotionally, and in the tonality. So I'm very acute in terms of my listening skills. And I felt that there was something that I could learn more of. And I'm always open to look and listen and find out more. And so I took Dr. Jacalyn's course. For one reason, I wanted to support her because she's done a lot of supporting of me and given me an incredible platform to help what more people in this world of this challenged environment. And so from my perspective, that was key. And then the second reason I took the course was because I felt maybe there's something more I can learn. And boy, did I learn something more. There was all sorts of interesting nuances, especially when we did the role plays, of what I didn't perhaps see previously. And even now when I'm just doing everyday things like sort of being in a call or speaking to my mum or doing my shopping, I'm so more aware now than I perhaps ever was. And it made me very highly, acutely and intellectually aware of other people when they're not listening as well. And it almost has made me feel a little frustrated when I don't listen, and I kind of smile and laugh. And so I highly recommend this training. One, because it's lifelong training. It's not only for your business, it's for your personal life. It's for your friendships, it's for your intimacy, for your relationships, and it's also for your business. It will impact you in every aspect of your life. Dr. Jacalyn, I cannot thank you enough for what you have given in this training.
What do you think about this?
I feel personally that it's the politest thing to do. And rather than say schedule, because, that's kind of more of a business term, to actually say, well, I'm free on this day between these times, and it'd be great to catch up with you, and almost give them a list of when you're free rather than saying we'll schedule. Say I'm free, what works for you? And then find the place that it works for you and for the other person, and then say to them, I'm going to make sure that I put that into my diary, and so that when we catch up, I won't have anything else there. It'll just be you and me. And so I think it's just about making them feel important, that they matter to you. You're also respecting what you're doing as well.
Yes, thank you for sharing that. That is a great way of looking at it. So take a little bit, me, I'm always in my masculine energy. Take the business aspect of it and maybe put it in more feminine energy when you are in a personal situation. So that was very good. Okay, also, what else can we take away from that role play that we can incorporate into our lives when we have two people in the same home, on the same team, whatever it might be, and both are in an emotional state? What should they do in terms of being able to help support one another and also provide self-care for themselves?
One of the things that I do is, if I've been out to work and I want to literally shake off the day or wash the day away, I literally come home and have a shower. And I literally shower from head to foot, so that it literally washes the day away, and then I'm ready for the evening. And I've done that for years. Even when I was at school, I was coming home and having, a bath or a shower, because that was just something that I did before I even trained to do this work. And it was literally changing out of the clothes that I was wearing for work or for school, and going into what one of my brothers calls my comfy clothes. And he said, you've always done that. You've always literally come home and got changed into your more comfortable clothes. And so having some ritual around letting your day go by a shower, so literally washing the day away, or changing your clothes, or doing something that feels good for you. So I know that you do your exercises, you go to the gym, or you do your trampolining. This is your way, or a walk, but doing something that serves you, and so that you take your space of coming out of what you've been in, so that you change your state, because this is about changing your state from one situation and activity to another.
Thank you, Caroline. You always bring such great and powerful insights and value that we can take away with us right now.
You're welcome. It's I'm giving you what I do.
I know. I appreciate it. You're giving
really
people an
easy
opportunity to see how they can work with you. So I'd love for you to share again how people can reach out. You do have a special offer of your Stress Buster consultation. So please share with that, especially for people listening on the radio who can't read the banner.
Okay. I'm offering a free 30-minute Zoom Stress Buster consultation. And what do I mean by Stress Buster? It's whatever you're complaining about, whether it's a relationship issue, whether it's an ache and pain, whether it's anger, whether it's sadness, a bereavement, whatever it is that you're complaining about that's causing you stress, or sleepless night. And you can reach me on NoMoreStress. It's the 3 words as it sounds: no, N-O, more, M-O-R-E, stress, S-T-R-E-S-S, at live.co.uk. Reach out by email, tell me what the problem is, and give me a time that works for you, because obviously this is a global channel and I'm in London, UK, and then we can find a time and a day that works, and I will be sharing with you some insights, some observations, and identifying the root cause of what's causing your stress, where it first began. So reach out and let me bust your stress.
Thank you, Caroline. And I'm also excited to announce that Caroline will be offering courses on the Dr. Jacalyn School over on drjacalyn.thinkific. So look for them. They will be coming soon. Anything else you want to add about that?
Well, I'm in the process of doing them, and it's very exciting because I'm pulling stuff together and I'm giving it everything. So please do come along and have a look, because it's transformational. What I do are transmissions, and they will transform how you're experiencing and how you're feeling. Everything that I do is a transmission. So you will feel a level of calm and relaxation, and you will feel a level of depth of inner peace. So please have a look and participate and enjoy.
Yes, we just filmed the first course today. I have to edit it, and will probably be up over the weekend. So I'll let everybody know, especially you. So, all right, Caroline, thank you so much. I have to run to the next show, but it was great having you here today. And I really appreciate, again, all the authenticity and value that you bring.
Well, it's always a pleasure. I don't know where the time goes in these shows. It's always fast. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And thank you very much.
You too. Take care. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Well, everyone, thank you for being here, whether you're watching on the live or the replay. It means so much. And my invitation to you is to take the power of listening. You may get sick of me hearing it, but until you actually take the course and experience the role plays and then take the quiz, you're probably not going to take what we're sharing here to heart, because you think you already know everything there is to know about listening. So again, my invitation to have you join my team of elevated listeners and be with some of the top people from around the world. You'll get to have a new community that you're aligned with. You'll get to have your certificate and your headshot on my website. But the most important thing is, to me, that you will know how to listen in a different way than you know today. So I'll put it up one last time. And as I mentioned, I'm not getting rich from this, folks. No, I am just offering this course at a discounted rate now for $49, because I'm so passionate about people learning how to listen. So here it is again. Use the promo code July 4th. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm going to close out the show, and our next show is starting, Loving Longevity. So please do stay wherever you are. If you're on our YouTube channel, USA Global TV, please click subscribe. We'd love to have you join us. And keep in mind, we have on average 26 shows a week. So thank you for watching this one. There's plenty of others that you can watch. And the value that we bring is, we are not providing fake news. We are not providing negative news. We are not judging anyone. We're providing education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. So thank you again. I will be back shortly with Annie Bush and Loving Longevity. Bye for now. Bye, Caroline.